David Des Roches is a professor at the Near East South Asia Center for Strategic Studies, and he is in Washington this morning. Professor, welcome to our program.
Thank you.
As he did in 2017, in his first administration, Donald Trump is making Saudi Arabia and the Middle East the destination for his first international trip of this administration. How significant is it?
I think it's pretty significant. I think that it, first off, is designed to highlight what was perhaps the signature foreign policy achievement of his first term, the Abraham Accords, where the United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, and Morocco recognized Israel. I think that what he's going to try to do, and I would not be surprised if he explicitly says this, is had I stayed in office, Saudi Arabia would have also recognized Israel, and we wouldn't be in the mess we are today.
So that normalization would have taken place, something we may hear from him, although it seems this time from everything...
He'll say that. I didn't say that would happen. I said he'll say that.
Yeah, sorry, exactly, be clear. But it does seem from what we're hearing from the White House so far that it's less about security and geopolitics this time than it is about deals and investment. Mm-hmm. What do you think are Donald Trump's priorities this time around?
I think he wants to see some major Saudi investment in the United States or investment from the region. I think he also wants to see major purchases from American manufacturers. Bear in mind, the manufacturing base, the people who work in factories in America, that's the swing constituency from Rust Belt states, places in the Midwest, unionized labor that used to be a reliable Democratic constituency. These are the people that changed and put him in the White House. And so I think he's going to try to come back with some bacon for that constituency. And
what about those on the other end of those deals, so Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and United Arab Emirates? What is their vested interest in striking these deals with Donald Trump this time?
Well, they ultimately recognize that they would not be as independent as they are now without the physical security provided by the United States. Two of these countries are very small. There is a threat right across the Gulf that is not shy about saying, we will rocket you, for example, if you enable an attack on us. So they want to see an expansion of security ties. The UAE for years has sought to have the same level of security guarantees as members of NATO have.
So where do you see them wanting to invest then? In defense?
That would be part of it, but they're this is not the 1970s. These are smart people. They're wise to our ways, and so they wouldn't invest in defense without tech transfer. And one of the things that really irritates them is we don't sell them as much stuff as they ask for, and when we do, we insist it comes with restrictions. And I think some of the frank talk will be they'll say, look at what just happened with Pakistan. Pakistan has F-16s, but you wouldn't let them use them against India. The Chinese did. And I think that that's going to be one of the points that all three countries will raise when they talk about defense articles.
One of the aspects to this trip that most seem to be noting is that Donald Trump is bypassing Israel this time. What do you think that signals?
I wouldn't read too much in that. To be honest, I would not be surprised if he stops in Israel unannounced. I think that, Israel's security situation is not what it normally is. They have been rocketed before. I think that there is a very real possibility that he will land there. It's just not being announced for security reasons. But be that the case, I think that he's trying to tell these countries, you are important partners in your own right. You're not just seen as an adjunct to the Israel-Palestinian problem.
That's interesting. Yeah, and even I'm wondering if the release as expected today of the Israeli-American hostage might also change plans or figure into the planning.
I think it would certainly help set a good tone for further negotiations. And again, it would give Trump something that he could show back here and reestablish his standing on the global stage.
Can I ask you about the matter of the plane? The Qatari royal family has reportedly offered this luxury plane to Donald Trump to be a replacement for Air Force One. Very lavish, apparently, and some are concerned about conflict of interest potential. He says it's a very transparent deal. But do you have concerns?
I think that there would be concerns with any foreign-owned aircraft. The issue here is that they've decided on Air Force One for a 747 frame. We aren't making 747s anymore, and it's just taken too long to modify. There's two frames that the U.S. had been working on. This has all the interior done. I'm not sure whether it is actually in possession of the Qataris. Somebody told me that's actually in a used aircraft broker down in Miami. But it would take a lot of work. You know, you don't just put the president on any old airplane. It's going to take a lot of upgrading and work before it's done. So I think it's more looking at, you know, is this a suitable frame that can be expanded, given that Boeing's not able to make new ones.
Just before I let you go, as this all begins, tomorrow it begins in Riyadh. What are you going to be watching most for, Professor, and maybe first in this agenda for the president?
So I was in Riyadh the last time Putin visited. And so the first thing I look at is how many miles of highway have U.S. and Saudi flags along the side. If it's not more, I think that will be an issue, and I think that will be noted. I think that, you know, Trump is very protocol specific. So recall the famous fist bump that Joe Biden did. It will be interesting to see how Trump's first meeting with Mohammed bin Salman comes across. And I predict that it will be, Trump is kind of germophobic, but I think it'll be a full-on embrace to signal the difference with the past administration.
All right, we'll watch for that and the flags. Thank you so very much, Professor. Really appreciate your time with us this morning as Professor David Des Roches in Washington.